If there are photos of the deceased at home, pay attention. Burning is taboo. It's not good to put it indiscriminately. Expert guidance 3 tricks can not only recoil but also prosper. In this lifetime, there's always something you can't keep. There are also some things that cannot be sent away. Many people think they are gone. Burn the photo for 100. Giving up photos is a filial piety. It's all wrong. True metaphysics is not between gods and ghosts, and where people are dying. Photos don't mean reading. Wrong idea. Feng Shui is messy. The Book of Rites in ancient books says that death is like life. Things die as things exist. This doesn't make you cry at the photo every day, but to let you know that the messenger is not in the heart. If you don't understand this principle, yin and yang imbalance at home. Burning Man is addicted to the past. The day is getting heavier. Fortune. Nature is like being held down by something. Can't get up? Do you also think? There is always an inexplicable tacit understanding in the family. Do you often follow the instructions of your relatives? Dazed heart empty. But I don't know where to put this photo. Now there is a way out of this. No burning, no misplacing. So what to do? What are the secrets of changing luck hidden in these 3 tricks? During the Yong'an period of the Daling dynasty, there is an old street called Zimo Lane in the southern suburbs of Beijing. Deep in the alley lives a teacher. His name is Lu Yunsheng. Lu Yunsheng is 2 out of 40 this year, a typical honest person. He taught and worked hard. But life is tight. It's not that he's incompetent, but his family always felt, there is a chill that cannot be dissipated. This cold air is not cold. It's the cold in my heart. Lu Yunsheng's wife died young, leaving behind an only son named Luan. Luan is 18 this year. It should be the age of high spirits. And I was listless all day, like a frosty eggplant. Father and son depend on each other, guarding this ancestral house. The most conspicuous in the old house, it's a portrait hanging in the main hall. That was the impression of Lu Yunsheng's late wife, Lu Shi. Lu Shi left in a hurry. A cold wind did not survive that winter. Lu Yunsheng is a man of love. He is reluctant to part with Wang Qi, hiring the best artist in town. I painted this portrait according to the appearance of Lu Shi during her lifetime. Lu Shi in the painting is gentle and virtuous, smiling, as if still alive. Lu Yunsheng. Hang this sentence in the most prominent position in the main hall. Every morning I wake up, he has to do a portrait. Say good morning to the lady. Every night before going to bed. He would also like to speak to the portrait for a while. Tell me about the day's trivia. When eating, there must be an extra pair of tableware on the table. When you go out, you must say goodbye to the portrait. This habit persists for 10 years. 10 years like a day. To outsiders. This is Mr. Lu's deep affection. But in Lu Yunsheng's own heart, but gradually something was wrong. He found himself increasingly afraid to go home. As soon as you enter the house, see the eyes in that portrait. I panic. Those eyes are obviously smiling, but after looking at it for a long time, it looks like a black hole. To suck the human soul in. What's worse is his son Luan. Roan was lively as a child. Since Lu left, after the portrait is hung up, this kid has changed. He dared not speak aloud in the main hall. Dare not be out of tune in the main hall. You can't even look at your mother's portrait. He said, my parents are looking at me. I'm afraid. Lu Yunsheng always scolds him. That's your mother. Afraid of what mother is blessing you. But Luan is still afraid. This year, Luan will participate in Qiyu Wei. This is the big test that changes destiny. Lu Yunsheng has high hopes. He sold the few valuable items left in the house. Collect a plate for my son. Wrap the pen and ink. 1 month before the exam, Lu Yunsheng asked Luan to review in the main hall. He said, let your mother watch you work hard. He's happy over there. Luan dare not rebel. We had to move, sitting at the table reading under the portrait of my mother. But I can't read the book. Luan felt the eyes behind him, staring at the back of his head all the time. That's a mother's wish. Also heavy shackles. The more he tried to concentrate, the more flustered. In the dead of night, wind blowing window paper, make a rustling sound. Ruoan looks up. Flickering candlelight, the portrait of the mother seemed to move. The smile on the corner of his mouth seemed to become a little weird. Lu anxious cold sweat. I can't hold my pen. That's it until the day of the exam. Luan entered the examination room. My mind goes blank. It was all over his mind. It's his mother's eyes that stare at him. The result can be imagined. Fallen Sun Mountain. The day the list was released, Lu Yunsheng stands below the list. I searched for my son's name 3 times. Without him coming home in despair. Looking at the portrait in the main hall, tears can't stop flowing. Lady, I'm sorry for you. Did not teach our son well. Luan sat shivering in the corner. Don't dare to say a word. The atmosphere at home is extremely oppressive. Lu Yunsheng began to lose sleep all night long. He lay in bed tossing and turning. My mind is full of the shadow of my deceased wife. He began to doubt. Is what you did not good enough? Is the offering not sincere enough? So he got even worse. He bought a more expensive case. Every morning and evening, 3 pillars of lightning cannot be struck. He even put a light bulb in front of it. Stay up all night. Smoke in the hall. Perennial. As soon as you enter the house, there is a strong smell of incense, choking sore throat, and the neighbors started talking. Some people say that Mr. Lu is obsessed. Some people say this room is too yin. The living will die if they live for a long time. Lu Yunsheng couldn't listen. He thinks this is the only way to keep his wife. To make this home complete. But the reality is, this house is falling apart. Luan is sick. It's not the body. It's a heart disease. He's afraid of the light. Hide in the house all day. He started talking nonsense. Said I saw my mother walking around the house. Lu Yunsheng is anxious. Invited a doctor to see. The doctor took the pulse. Shake your head and say it's an economic disease. Heart disease requires new medicine. Lu Yunsheng doesn't know where the new medicine is. Until one day, an old friend of Lu Yunsheng is visiting. This old friend's name is Zhou Tong. He's a well-traveled trader. Well-informed. Zhou Tunji entered the door of the Lu family. He frowned. He sniffed. Looking at the smoke all over the house, he looked at the huge portrait in the main hall again. Yunsheng. Zhou Tong sighed. You have been living too hard these days. Lu Yunsheng smiled bitterly and felt bitter in his heart. No way. Zhou Tong pointed to the portrait because of this, right? Lu Yunsheng nodded reluctantly. Zhou Tong shook his head. He lowered his voice and said, Yunsheng, there are some things I don't know whether to say or not. In my opinion, you are trapping him. You are also trapping yourself. What did Lu Yunsheng mean? Zhou Tong said that death is like a lamp going out. Soul to heaven and earth. You hang his face in the main hall. Day and night worship. That's what left him here. He can't go. You can't let go. It's yin and yang. How can the living be better off? Lu Yunsheng's face changed, so what should I do? Burning Zhou Tong and hurriedly burning the whitehead is a taboo. That's a broken thought. It also destroyed his place. More evil. Then you can't put it away. Zhou Tong said to put it indiscriminately, that's eye-opener disrespect. If it is pressed on the bottom of the box and gets damp and moldy, it's bigger or bigger. Lu Yun upgraded and burned. Not let go. Hanging is not. So what am I going to do? Zhou Tong sighed, I don't know the way. But I heard that Qingyun Pass in the west of the city, there is a Taoist priest Qing Shu, the best at solving this kind of family knot. You might as well ask him. Lu Yunsheng listened. I was moved. Qingyun Guangqin. He had heard of this name before. It is said that this Taoist priest is not easy on swordsmen. Anyone who orders a pot can turn bad luck into good luck. The next morning, Lu Yunsheng took Luan to Qingyun Pass. The mountain road is rugged, father and son walking out of breath. When they got to the can, they were stopped by the trail poke. The master is in retreat. Lu Yunsheng knelt outside the door and refused to leave. Please save my son. Save my family. He kneels for a day, from sunrise to sunset. Luan accompanied him and knelt down. Until the willows on the moon, the closed door finally opened. An old Taoist with white hair came out. Official Taoist priest Qing Shu. The Taoist priest looked at Lu Yunsheng. He looked at Luan again. Just sigh. Lu Yunsheng quickly kowtowed and thanked Tao Chang. After entering the house, the Taoist master did not ask the original question. Is there a dead person's shrimp hanging in the house? Lu Yunsheng was shocked. The Taoist priest is really a genius. The Taoist priest shook his head. Not a magic plan. It's you who carries the gloom about the child. That's the perennial gaze of the messenger. A habitat. Lu Yunsheng's heart is sour. Tears almost fell. Priest, I just can't bear to part with him. Reluctance is obsession. The Taoist priest poured him a cup of tea. When the tea is cold, you have to pour it out and go again. You have been guarding a cup of herbal tea. How can I taste the fragrance of new tea? Lu Yunsheng bowed his head and said nothing. The priest went on to say that the photo portrait is the shadow of the deceased. You hang it in the main hall. That's putting the sound in the male position. The main hall is the most popular place in the house. It is also a place to welcome guests to the inner province. You hang it up. Guests come in and see the dead first. Who is not in the heart should. When the god of wealth comes, he has to take a detour. Lu Yunsheng heard cold sweat. And the Taoist priest glanced at Luan. You let your children study and live in a foreign land every day. That's for him to live with the dead on his back. How old is he? The heavy one he carried. Did you move? Lu Yunsheng suddenly realized, it hurt my son. It turned out to be my own heavy love. I knew I was wrong. But what should I do with that? Liu Yunsheng asked the most crucial question. Burning is taboo. That's destroying the face of the king. It's big. It's not good to put it indiscriminately. That's immortal kingman. It will cause unrest in the house. The Taoist priest looked at Liu Yunsheng's anxious eyes, smiled slightly. In fact, there are 3 ways to deal with one. Neither offend. Let the deceased rest in peace. The living are lucky. Liu Yunsheng hurriedly got closer, asked the priest for guidance. The Taoist priest stretched out 3 fingers. This first move is called homecoming. The second trick is called sequestration. The third trick is called evil. In the cloud nose fog that Liu Yunsheng listened to, can the Taoist priest be more specific? The Taoist priest did not answer directly. He stood up and walked to the window, looking at the bright moon outside the window. Donor Liu, do you know why people have a home? Liu Yunsheng was stunned. Home is where you live. Don't turn around. Burning eyes. Home is the dojo of the living. The deceased are gone. Their home is in the earth, in the sky, in the heart. Only not on the wall of your main hall. Liu Yunsheng felt for a while. What you have to do is not drive him away, but to find him a more suitable place. Make him comfortable. You are comfortable too. How do you do that? The Taoist priest smiled, pulls a tip bag out of the sleeve. This tip bag contains the specific methods of those 3 tricks. You take it back and do it. In less than 3 days, the atmosphere in your home will change. Liu Yunsheng is like a treasure. Take the bag with both hands. Thank you, Taoist. Thank you, Taoist. Father and son, thank you very much for passing down the mountain. It's late at night when I get home. Liu Yunsheng couldn't wait to open the kit. There was only 1 note inside. There are a few lines of small print written on it. Beautiful handwriting. Clear paper back. Liu Yunsheng read it carefully by candlelight. Read and read. His brow gradually stretched. The light in my eyes is getting brighter and brighter. I see. I see. He slaps his thigh. It feels like a heavy burden has been lifted. Luan came over and asked his father, "What does it say?" Liu Yunsheng hands the note to his son. Luan took a look at the results. I can't help but be stunned. These 3 tricks seem simple, but every move points directly to the heart. Every move is dark river heaven. The first solution is to solve the stomach problem. The second move solves the problem of things. The third move solves the problem of the heart. Father and son look at each other. They all saw hope in each other's eyes. The next morning, Liu Yunsheng started to act. He went to the carpenter shop in the city first, customized an exquisite mahogany box. That box is not big, but very particular about it. Auspicious cloud patterns are engraved on it. Mujiang asked Mr. Liu what this is for. Liu Yunsheng smiled. Installed stereo. Retrieve the box. Liu Yunsheng returns home. And he saluted, burned incense, standing respectfully in front of the portrait of the king's wife. Wife, he whispered that he has wronged you for the past 10 years. Let you hang on this wall every day, watching us suffer. I'll change you to a comfortable place today. Finish. He carefully removed the portrait. That moment, the main hall seems to be a lot brighter all of a sudden. Ribs suppressed the dull breath of a decade. Seems to have dissipated a lot as the portrait was taken down. Liu Yunsheng rolls up the portrait, wrapped in red cloth, wrapped in yellow. And then he put it in the mahogany box. That's the crux of the first and second moves. But that's not enough. The most important thing is the third move. Only by doing the third trick, this hope for family luck is really done. Liu Yansheng took a deep breath. He looked at his son Luan. Arn, come here. Luan walked up to his father. Liu Yansheng pointed to the red box and said, "From today onwards, I'll leave this box to you to keep." Luan was stunned and nodded to Liu Yansheng for me. Your mother loves you the most. His thoughts should be guarded by you. But you have to remember the Taoist priest's words. Speaking of which, Liu Yansheng paused. His eyes became unusually serious. This third move is the real way to change your life against the sky. If you can't, the first two moves were in vain. Luan's nervous palms were sweating. What is the first? Liu Yansheng lowered his voice. He said a few words in his son's ear. Luan's eyes widened after listening, with an incredible face. Is this really heartfelt? You won't know until you try it. Liu Yansheng patted his son's shoulder. Father also believes in you. The days that follow, the Liu family has undergone tremendous changes. No more silver statues hang on the walls of the main hall. Instead, I replaced it with a landscape painting of pine cranes extending the years. The smell of incense in the house has died down. Instead, a faint aroma of tea. Liu Yansheng no longer frowns all day. He started to reorganize the yard and plant flowers and grass. Luan no longer hides in the house. He started going out of the house to socialize with his friends. That mahogany box, by Luan, in a place no one could have imagined. In the dead of night, Luan will take out the box, but he is no longer afraid. It's a deep sense of remembrance and strength. After half a year, another spring comes. Luan took the exam again. This time when he entered the examination room, like walking, looked calm. In his mind, no longer the mother's eyes that stared at him, but a warm smile and a gentle word of encouragement. The day the list was released, Liu Yansheng went to the bottom of the list early. This time he didn't have to look 3 times. Because of being at the top of the list, impressively written with 2 big characters, Luan, still number 1. Liu Yansheng is excited and tired. He dashed home, rushed into the main hall. I bowed 3 times to that landscape painting. Lady, did you see it? Our son is bleeding. And the neighbors were stunned. Who would have thought? The lifeless Liu family. It really turned over. Everyone says that the Liu family has changed their luck. Someone came to ask Mr. Liu Yansheng, "What kind of expert advice do you have?" Liu Yansheng always smiled mysteriously. It's hard to say that there are any mysterious spells. Just untied the knot. Correct position. Just conform to the way of heaven. That mahogany box, still lying there quietly. He is no longer a burden, but to protect him no longer a shadow. It's confidence. This is the secret of metaphysics. He doesn't change his life, he changed his mind. Life naturally changes. You must be curious. What was written in the bag? What are those 3 moves? especially the most crucial third move. What is it? Don't worry about the details of this. Each is a life-saving prescription. If you have the same situation at home, if you also feel that life is depressing, so what happens next? You must watch carefully. Because it's not just a way to process a photo. It also makes your life. The key from the haze to the sun. These three tricks seem simple. In fact, there is a mystery, especially the last move. A lot of people do it upside down their whole life. Once done right, you will find. It turns out that the lost loved ones really never left. They're just secretly in love in a different way. Are you ready? What exactly are these three moves? Let me reveal them to you one by one. There are actually not many words in Taoist priest King Shu's kit, Kazizi Juji. The first line contains a seemingly ordinary sentence. The dead are afraid, the living have the way. Fear the wrong path and avoid chaos. Liu Yunsheng accidentally understood when he saw this, until you actually do it. It dawned on me. The so-called return, it's not that it's always been moved to a random place to hang. But let him go from the sun, return to the position of yin and yang. The Taoist priest wrote it very clearly on the paper. Ideas of the fittest out of court. No doors and windows, no stove fire, no bed. The main hall makes the living walk. Talk to welcome guests. Gathering place. The most avoid yin-yang entrenched, hanging the image of the deceased high here. It's letting the past trump the present. No matter how hard the living try, they can't lift their heads. So the portrait had to be taken down. That's the first step. Not dislike, not forgetting. It's about putting the position back where it belongs. The second line is more straightforward, and the white line should be hidden. Hidden and hidden right. This is sequestration. A lot of people go to two extremes. Or provide it every day. Incense continues. Or shove it into the bottom of the box. Under the road of old clothes. Even damp and moldy. The former is a twist. The latter is a snub. The real river method is the kidney reservoir, clear. The Taoist priest wrote that one must first hand and then wrap. Primordial. Soft on the outside and positive on the inside. Red cloth party. Quick funding type. Do not put it naked directly. Do not mix with sundries. Not under the bed. Make these three places under your feet. Under the bed is the least popular place. The foot is trampled. Created is the most furious place. Will transform the mind. So, Liu Yunsheng specially customized that mahogany box. Wood is something that grows hair. Wing Xiangyun is a shell for the deceased to live in. The box is not big, but upright and steady. Neither ostentatious nor wronged. But these two steps are just stops. What really made the Liu family flip was the third line of characters. That line is the lightest but heaviest. Keep loving without getting trapped. This is the third trick. Also absolutely the one thing most people do wrong all their lives. Liu Yunsheng was by his son's ear. The word said, "That's what it means." Taoist Qing Shu told him that the photo is also good. Portrait. Essence is not human. It's about how you treat it. It determines whether he protects you or presses you. If you cry and repent every day, Dump the pain. The thought will get heavier and heavier. It's not that the dead are uneasy in the end. It's the sadness of the living, especially children. Because in the child's heart, the gaze of parents represents judgment and expectation. If this gaze comes from someone who can no longer respond, the expectation becomes an invisible shackle. So the key to the third trick is not placement. Not in the box, and in a turn, not a transfer of affection. It's about turning and dragging. Taoist Ching Shu wrote it very clearly. Never look at the day. Don't read it every night. It should be turned on regularly on the same day. Each time it is turned on. Don't cry. Don't complain. Only 3 sentences are allowed, and the first sentence talks about the second sentence says thank you. The third sentence says goodbye. Finish speaking, gather, don't stay long. And here's the thing. And then you're done. To turn around and do something forward. Reading is also good. Good job. It's good to walk. Anyway, get your body moving. Let the air go forward. Liu Yunsheng saw this at that time, and he froze. He suddenly realized, I've been doing the exact opposite for the past 10 years. He thought offering was love. In fact, he was sleepy because he thought it was love. Actually pulling. He thought he was accompanying Wang Qi. In fact, he is asking Wang Qi to suffer with him. That moment, the first time he didn't cry in front of the portrait. He just whispered something. Don't worry, lady. Just this sentence, and he closes the box. Where Luan keeps that box. It's not some dark corner, but in a high cabinet in the study. The cabinet is wrong and the bed is not right. Closed on weekdays. Only on certain days. Luan will only open it during the day. The first time you follow the third trick to sit. Luan's hands are shaking. He is afraid. I am afraid that the grave will crush my eyes for more than 10 years. Fall down again. When the box is opened, floral fragrance unfolds. He suddenly realized those eyes weren't as scary as he remembered. It was a very ordinary and gentle face. He said 3 words to the Taoist priest's housewife. I'm studying very hard now. Thank you for taking care of me before. I'm busy. The moment of the monk box. For the first time, his heart was not tight. He turned and went to the yard, sweating from the chain. Until the sky gets dark. That night, he slept soundly. No dream days from that day on. A little loose. Liu Yunsheng slowly understood. Real laugh. Not leaving the dead in place, but let them leave in peace. Let yourself go. People in the neighborhood later imitated him. There is a family. The old lady passed away for many years. It's been sitting at the table all this time. Daughter-in-law's heart is stuffy all year round. Children can't sit still while reading. According to what Liu Yunsheng said, return the photo and seal it. Changed my mind. Not for half a year. Fewer quarrels at home. The child's grades are also stable. And some people didn't believe it. Think it's a coincidence. Taoist Ching Shu listened. I just smiled. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. Whether the days are going well or not, you know. In fact, the backlash in this world, it's never just the wrong location. Item is wrong. More often it's the human heart that treats the past as the present, turning nostalgia into a burden. It's not that you can't keep the photo, but the way to stay determines whether he is skincare or shackles. Burning is breaking up. Mess is contempt. Only place it. Convergent shape. Resolve its thoughts. It is the true respect for the messenger. It is also the greatest kindness to the living. Many years later, Luan High School enters the house and puts onlookers outside. Before leaving, he returned to the old house, opened the mahogany box. He didn't say a word. I stood there for a moment and then I closed it. The sun is shining brightly when you go out. He suddenly realized something. Those who truly love you never live in photos. They live in every step you take. Liu Yansheng recalls, although I am less on that note, but like a lamp, illuminated a path he couldn't figure out for years. The Taoist priest is right. The first trick is to return. The second trick is to seal. The third trick is the Chinese New Year. He first made the first move seem simple, but crucial action. In exchange for his original order, the so-called return, it's not about putting the portrait away at random, but the name of the messenger, return to the order of heaven and earth and ancestors. Let this portrait no longer occupy the place where the living should be. After he removed the portrait from the main hall, it was not put into the bottom of the box immediately, but let the portrait go home first. Liu Yansheng brought a portrait of Liu Shi, went to the ancestral grave outside the city, kneel in front of the grave and respectfully tell the lady, "Dad changed your place today. You be quiet there. Dad live a good life." He didn't bury it in the ground. No obvious artifacts were left behind, but a small note from the life of the reporter Liu Shi. Family dish. The name and the portrait are placed together. Set a place of worship for the portrait. This return. Neither the yang position of the main hall nor the shade at the bottom of the box. It was an excessive title defense. Like a ranking roll. No longer the decoration of daily life. It's not a physical burial, but was settled in a mileage. Connected to heaven and earth and ancestors. After completing the return, he went home and prepared to seal it as the priest said. Storage. It's not just about stuffing the scroll into some box. It's about mindful rituals and respectful objects. Put this memory away so that he can be remembered. It will not become a shackle to the living. Liu Yansheng uses a red wooden box. Will be drawn to the country with a red cloth, spread yellow. He lit the fragrance. Burn a little paper money. But it's a symbolic non-event. Put a few samples in the box before Liu's death. Favorite object 1. Just a handkerchief. A hairpin fragment that had accompanied him for many years. A letter I didn't have time to read. These things don't invoke ghosts. But to shadow, it's like being tied to that person's temperature, to ease the cold. Abstract oppression. Liu Yansheng also put a small note in the box. It says gratitude and blessings to Liu Shi. It is also written with expectations for his son's future ambitions. Father and son fold the note together and put it in the box. And then he chose a suitable place to place the box. The Taoist priest once said something like a rat print should be placed in the center or back. Can't put it in the main hall. You can't just throw it at the bottom of the box. Liu Yansheng put the box into his house, an inconspicuous place, but a clean room. There is a low cabinet against the wall in the northwest corner of that room. Not many people come in and out. He put the box in the cabinet. And on the inside of the cabinet door, put on a little peace charm. It's not superstition. It's a reminder of the heart. Every 5th-10th day of the first lunar month, read a short condolence with Luan under the lamp. After reading the text, he folded his palms, and then back to routines. Describe progress and learning. A plan for spring plowing in the fields. Neighborhood trends. Such steps. We don't ignore the dead, nor the deceased. All of life has the voiceover. After storage. The most difficult in core is the Chinese New Year. Many people do it wrong. It is precisely the missing step that has not been done properly. The picture doesn't make people forget. It's not drowning out memories, but to put that nostalgic emotion, from lingering obsession to gentle support. Liu Yunsheng knows that this step must start with himself. Or should we shift our focus away from the images of the deceased? Let memory be the nourishment of life, rather than a stone pressed against the chest. Therefore, he began to consciously commemorate his relationship with Lu Shi, translate into concrete and actionable actions. The home was originally desolate, empty vegetable garden. He replanted the soil. Liu's favorite beans. He likes jasmine. He planted it little by little. Every time there is a bowl of beans on the table, the scent of jasmine wafted from the courtyard, the master will say that if mother is here, we'll laugh too. This kind of memorial with warmth. Let the memory no longer be sticky. It smelled like home. Slowly fill up in every ordinary day. Luan is led by his father. I also learned to turn nostalgia into strength. He put the red mother box in the cupboard, but not as a source of fear. It's a responsible guardian. Every time an exam approaches, he's not crying in front of the box like he used to. Instead, I whispered to my mother in my heart, I'll try. Make you feel at ease. This sentence is not to ask his mother to carry the burden for him, but to put the mother's expectations as a gentle reason to move forward. Gradually, he can read well. Sleep soundly. Hitting with the kids in the neighborhood also led to more laughter. He no longer felt his mother's gaze. Is the blade that will judge him? It became the imagination of a pair of hands stroking his hair at night. What those hands bring is not a bondage, it's consolation. News of the changes in the Liu family sent to the dripping ears like a spring breeze. Someone is curious. Some people take it with a grain of salt. The Taoist priest of Qingyun Temple did not say much. An old man like him knows. True transformation is not an overnight miracle. It is the daily awakening of the living. So the story of Liu Yunsheng, slowly being quoted dripping, for a living example. The deceased should have their own security position, but the days of the living are more important. Someone in Xiangyang copied this method, but forgot to draw evil, so they put it in the bin. Never say the name of the deceased again. As a result, not much has changed at home. Someone just cleaned up. Still in my heart. Day-to-day self-blame. As a result, the mental state got worse. This shows that 3 dynasties in one, both are indispensable. Over the next few years, Liu Yunsheng integrated this practice into his tutoring and daily life. The phrase he often whispered in his son's ear was, "Remember that people don't stare at you because they keep staring at you. It's because they teach you how to look up at the sky." Portrait of Liu Shi, although placed in a suitable position, but his true home already turned into their family. Common sense of nature and life. Messengers exist in virtue, accustomed to the story, and these things, it needs to be passed down and transformed by the living, rather than being kidnapped by a piece of paper or a portrait. 1 year. The Liu family ushered in a small harvest. Beans they grow in the field, twice as many as in previous years. The jasmine in the yard is particularly lush. When the neighbors saw it, they said it was a blessing. Someone laughed and said, "Has your family changed its way?" Liu Yansheng just smiled faintly. He knows the turn of luck. It's not who puts something on the wall. But because of the old family, the old gloom is dispelled. There is a taste of life in the air. People's hearts are also cleared. Once the center of gravity is torn from grief, energy flows into things. The reward of things is the recovery of fortune. The true language of metaphysics is often so simple. The heart is smooth, the road is naturally smooth. This is how it goes. Father and son, every 15th day of the new year, he would whisper a few words of mourning in front of the cabinet door, then immediately go to the daily. If there is a happy event in the neighborhood, they join, they get stuck, they help. Liu Yansheng no longer spends all day in front of a foreign land. Don't put the home. It becomes a long-term rural space. He opens the window every morning to ventilate. Let the bright sunshine wash the house. At night, I read history books with my son under the lamp. Telling jokes and laughter filled the hall. Steady daily, warm interpersonal, adequate sleep and a healthy diet. These seemingly insignificant details gradually raise the family's aura. Someone asked Liu Yansheng if there is no ancestral grave at home or nowhere to go, how to settle it. He replied that there is no need to act retrograde. The key is to do things. The balance of the three minds. You can invite someone to be a small ranking in the ancestral hall, or set up a short-term offering in the temple. You can also put the portrait away, and it will be the same day. With a respectful ceremony, leave it to a qualified Tao, monastery or monastery care for a period of time. Then it's sealed. Here's the thing. No matter what method you use, to neither neglect nor coddle. Neither hang the fittest at home. The waist position disturbs the yang qi, nor is it violently drowned or destroyed. Incinerate and discard. These extreme practices, it is considered taboo in many customs, because he is equivalent to using a kind of violence. Ending the final conversation between people, and random discarding is equivalent to endless. Rational in it. Love is in it. Balance is in it. The Taoist priest was in the kit originally handed over to Liu Yansheng. In fact, he also wrote a sentence. It was Liu Yansheng who often read him to Luan later. The living is the sun, the dead are yin. The way of the living is to let life continue to expand. The idea of the deceased is to turn memory into power. As long as the living can turn remembrance into action, the deceased will die in another way. Continue to protect that person's family in life. Liu Yansheng sent this sentence to the neighborhood. Some people nodded. Some people are still skeptical. But slowly, more people are starting to learn, to change their own untimely chun shi. Put away the box. Put it in a respectful box. Designate a guardian. Festival sacrifices are frugal and polite. Daily life is dominated by joy and hard work. That's not the end of the story. At a time, a distant relative returned to visit him. Bring back a message. It turns out that Luan is in Beijing, met a like-minded friend. My friend's mother also died young. My father kept an old photo for many years. Long-term dreary at home. Luan surrounded his family's practices. The friend tried to put the photo into the river. Change family orientation. Translate remembrance into actual philanthropic action. Every year on Mother's Death Day, organize a small charity sale. Give the proceeds to rural children. This event not only comforts the hearts of friends, it also expanded the breadth of his contacts in the city. Job opportunity. Luan is even more certain of a new year from this incident. True memorial. The living should be allowed to live better, but also to spread a little light in the world. Many years later, when Lu Yansheng is old, he was sitting by the window, looking at the jasmine plant in the courtyard that has grown to towering heights. There is no more oppressive pain in my heart. He knew that Liu was safe on a certain level, and he and his son are also living a precarious life. They occasionally open that mahogany box, gently stroke that handkerchief, feel the heat, then put it back and close the cabinet door. Get on with it. Neighbors sometimes come to experience a few seeds. Some people also asked how to hold a solemn, not too heavy a memorial service. Lu Yansheng always laughs and says that the hardest part is not the action. The hardest part is to put your heart down. Right after that, another little thing happened in the city, embodying the deeper meaning of those three moves. A family in the south of the city. After the old lady passed away, the grandchildren will take the photo of the old lady, always in the living room. As a result, young people at home are having trouble working. The neighbors suggested that they also seek advice. Taoist Kinjungwan. I've seen it on the wall. Didn't say much. I saw a change in my family. Temporarily seal the portrait. Another day in the form of a family dinner. Say something nice about the old lady in public. Make memories public. Become a common language of the family. The family did. Soon after, the atmosphere at home has eased. Young people are also starting to live. Find your place. This shows that the so-called picture has another layer. It is to turn personal thoughts into shared liangshen. Let him be a force for family cohesion. See here, you might think, is the situation in your home similar? Maybe you have an old photo at home. Maybe a portrait hangs on the wall for a long time. There is always an indescribable depression in the family. Maybe you cry at the photo every day. But I don't know when to stop. Anyway, you have to remember there's no magic spell. There's no magic that works right away. What can really change? It is always your choice as a living person. Get in position. Get it right. Warm up the thoughts. These three things seem simple. It takes courage and patience. You need to be willing to give yourself and your family a chance to turn nostalgia into a serene force, rather than treating him as an eternal shackle. If you really want to start, there's no checklist anymore. And end with a calm sentence. Find a quiet day. Sit down with your family. Share your gratitude and memories for the deceased. Then decided to put the photo away from the obvious. Then a clean cabinet is kept properly. or invite a virtuous Taoist monk. Help you with a placement ceremony. And here's the thing. From that day on, let life return to its rightful place. Eat and laugh. Have a job and a dream. Every time I miss you, transform this thought into a meal. The motivation to plant a flower or do a good deed. Slowly you will find. The past did not. Leaving him becomes your strength to move forward. And you are in the sun. Live your own life again. The story of Liu Yansheng and Lu An. After all, it is a mirror. Illuminate the obsession and liberation in the hearts of many people. Things are fickle. Life and death are different. Plum trees pay equal attention to temperature, neither rudely discarded. It's not like I'm in prison. On that old street called Happy Alley. The wind continues to blow. Tea is still on the stove. Little by little, the fragmented conditions of life are repaired. Some would say it's just coincidence. Some would say it was a twist of fate. But the real secret is never in the sky. And in you and me, when we learn to put nostalgia in its proper place. Collect objects respectfully. Put the sadness in your heart, gradually transforming into a love of life. The boundary between yin and yang will be mended in silence. The sun will also shine on long-lost friends, return to every doorstep.